What's up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today we are going to cover the action with Bitcoin. Now, I'm going to need you to eliminate all distractions and pay attention. Listen to this video all the way till the end and post your questions in the comments. What we're going to do is assess the current action. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in the Bitcoin price over the next week or two. What comes after this certain trigger event, how far low we go, spoiler alert, and then what happens after that. And I'm going to give you a high probability, medium probability, and low probability prognosis. Okay? So, before we start, of course, nothing I say in this video should be taken as financial advice. Anything I say in this video, if you make financial decisions based on that, you'll probably end up like a bum eating out of a trash can in the back of a dark alley. So be careful. Crypto is not a very nice market. It eats up people who are green and spits them out. Okay. So you have requested this video, and here you have it. I'm at your service. So we're going to start out with the Bitcoin chart on the 1 day. And you see that we're at 96,921. Now, what's going to happen next is we're going to continue to pump up. Notice that we had a flash crash right here. Do you see this little crash where we dip down to that little point there? Let's make an arrow. It went all the way down to 89,000. Notice that it touched down on this purple line that I talked about before. Do you see that purple line? You think it's any coincidence that Bitcoin went right, dipping down to that purple line and then snatched right back up? That is not a coincidence. That was a key pivot point from previous action. Okay? So this little dip, it doesn't even match the progression of what was going on. That was out of order. I don't even know what caused it. And so we had basically this movement here, moving up. Okay? And we're at the point of control price, 96.9. Point of control means we are at the biggest volume node on the VPVR. That's this node right here, okay? Volume profile visible range. That means there's a lot of trading that happens at this price point, okay? A lot of your exchanges, market makers, the big, market makers, institutional traders, a lot of triggers are set at 96,918. Okay, so here's what's going to happen in the short run. We're probably going to continue to pump up. And I'm thinking it's going to go to this nice little new green line that I made right there. Okay, we're going to float above the POC price. And then this big volume node here, which acts like a magnet, it's going to yank the price back down. That's what volume nodes do. They attract the action. They'll suck the price down or suck the price up. All right. And so where we cross this green line, all right, which is comprised from connecting the dots of this previous all-time high with this lower high. Okay. We got a trend going on. Okay. So whenever we see a high point, point 1, there's our high. And then we have another high point, point 2, and it's a lower high. Well, that confirms a trend. Now, this is a trend not in the macro sense, but more tuned to the micro, within the last few weeks. So we know that this last peak occurred on December the 17th. So about a month ago, we had that first high. Then we have the second lower high, all right? And I am predicting that we're going to have another lower high that's going to end up right here at this green line. Now, that's not 100% sure, okay? This is just what I'm reading on the chart. Now, you need to understand, especially the new people, the impatient people, and the immature who cry like babies whenever we said Bitcoin was going up and it went down. Yeah. Put your bibs on, okay, so that when you start, the snot bubbles come out and you're drooling and spitting and crying, that you'll be able to handle it when things don't play out exactly as we predict. Because the truth is, nobody can predict this market. Nobody. And if you look at the top prognosticators who study the market, they'll tell you the same thing of what I'm telling you right now, that you cannot predict the market with 100% accuracy. All right, that being said, I think there's a high probability that we get rejected at the point of 100,000, because that's where we cross that line. Keep that in mind. If we don't, we're going to pump up and we might break the all-time high. It is possible. However, the highest probability, number one, is that we're going to get rejected at 100,000 at this green line. Okay? That's highest probability. But the next probability is that the buying that goes on, what could happen is that maybe people are super excited about the inauguration and the fact that the new president is going to authorize the United States Federal Reserve to start investing in Bitcoin as reserve money, and then maybe it could just plow through that green line. It's possible, okay? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But let's go with the highest probability and tell you what happens after that. So if we have highest probability, we hit the green line, and then we get rejected. I'll tell you what can happen next. Well, first, we're going to retest the purple line. And if we fail the purple line, we're going to start to look downstairs for a magical line that is very capable of predicting price. And do you know what that line is? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's the 200 EMA. Do you see this blue line right here? How it's on the rise? It's going to roll over pretty soon here because of the fact that the average price over the past 200 periods, this downtrend here, okay, is going to start to factor in, and it might roll over a little bit. And it might come on sailing down to this descending blue line. All right, and we're going to get into that descending blue line in a minute when we go to the 1 week chart. Okay, so watch for the purple line. Now, in my scenario, what I'm thinking is going to happen is we're going to fail this purple line. The reason is we touched it here, and I think the next time we touch, we're probably going to fail. The purple line will support right here. Do you see this? It will support it once. It will support it twice. And as I've said in many videos, it's once, twice, 3 times a lady. Okay, that's my Lionel Richie. So when you look at the touch points, okay, we had once on the purple line, twice on the purple line, and then this, I believe we did support it here. We're going to have to erase some. That's 3. And then we really failed it, even though we snapped it back up. In all honesty, you can see that the purple line was violated right there, okay? That red wick violated it, but it got snatched back up. So I'm not counting that. But after a once, twice, 3 time a lady, we usually fail it. So I think that we're going to fall out of the purple line. That's just my guess. That's what I'm going to plan on. And then we can look for where does it go from there. One thing you'll notice is a slip zone. The slip zone is the area that happens in between big volume nodes. There's a big one there. We slip into low volume where the machines aren't buying a lot. And then they like this price action down here. There was a lot of purchasing and selling going on, kind of like right below the 70,000 mark. But then there's some nice solidness right here. So we're going to look at the next chart, and then I'm going to tell you why I've got some confidence in this area right here within that box. So let's clear this and let's move on to the 1 week chart and give you the price prediction. And then I'll tell you the fundamental events that will coincide with these predictions. So here we have it on the 1 week chart. Notice the lines, guys. Do you see this blue line? This descending blue line? It could become magical, okay? Now notice something else. What's the point of control price here on this chart? Well, it's right there. The biggest node is at like 68, 69,000. Okay? And remember when I drew that box? Well, look at this. There's a big fat node above 70,000, so I'm going to make a box. I'm going to just drag this box over. And notice how there's some prior resistances where price came up and got knocked down once it hit this box. Isn't that interesting? And there's our little Lionel Richie thing coming to play again, all right? Let's count it. Here, price was coming up. It hits the box and gets broken down. Resistance, so that's once. Whoops, let me get the counter. So that's once. And then price comes down. And then we rebound. We get back to the box. We get knocked down again twice. And then we rebound. We hit the box. We get knocked down 3 times a lady. And then the next time we hit it, it became what? Support. Oh, wow. So then after we've had our 3 touches and rejections, we went straight up to the moon. And now we're in a bit of a correction, which is just consolidation. We're still in a bull market. As long as we are above this red rectangle, we're still in a bull market. So what I'm thinking is we're probably going to hit the green line and then we come down, bounce or test the purple line, maybe bounce or just come straight out of it. And then we're going to test this ascending golden line. All right. And what I'm thinking that could happen, we could come out of that golden line, come up, get rejected, and then fail it. And then look for the box of support. So by the time that we get down there, this will become support. So I'm going to make another box. We're going to call this the blue box of support. There we go. We'll make it blue from that point. And if we find support there, well, that's going to be the next leg up for Bitcoin. Now, during the time period that we have the rejection, alts are going to bleed. So in this whole area right here, if this turns out as I believe it will, alts are going to bleed. So let's give some probabilities on this action. All right, let's start another counter. I'm going to say that the highest probability, pretty sure that we're going to end up between the purple and the golden line right there. That's a very high probability, and we could bounce out from there. I'm hoping that we don't. I'm hoping that we revisit the prior market resistance point. And this is just how Bitcoin has always progressed. This is how it happens. We have a market structure that provides significant support at the previous resistance level. And I've seen this happen since I've been involved in looking at the charts for Bitcoin in 2016. And of course, my chart reading experience goes back to 1999. So number 2, I'm going to say we're right here. We're going to bounce out of that. That's second probability. All right. I'm not going to even entertain. I don't think that we'll go down to this next purple line here. I'll put a 3 here. Some people are saying it's possible that we dip down to 60. I don't see that happening. So I'm going to say anything's possible, but it's not as probable. Okay. So I'm looking at the fact that Bitcoin doesn't always go straight up to the moon. I know there's a lot of you that like to believe that. And sure, you hear about, well, they're reporting that when Trump gets in office, the U.S. government's going to buy a buttload of Bitcoin, and, well, that's going to just rock the market. Whenever you hear stuff like that, the opposite happens, because there's going to be big market makers, institutional investors that will feed into that rumor. Well, it's not a rumor. It'll be true. If the government is buying a bunch of Bitcoin, then the market maker is going to say, well, the masses of people are going to think that it's going to skyrocket, and they're going to be trading on leverage, which you should never do, and they're going to bet that the price is going to skyrocket, and so then they're going to bet against that. And what you'll see happening is that all of the people trading on leverage are going to get liquidated. I'll explain that in another video if you don't know what I'm talking about. So, at some point, yes, the U.S. government buying Bitcoin is going to help to secure the market, and the bull run will resume. But always know that the price goes up and down In a bull market, we're talking higher highs and higher lows. Okay. In a bear market, lower highs and lower lows. But overall, it's always going to zigzag. We never go straight from here to the next bull market peak. It just doesn't happen that way. You have to be smart about it and expect corrections to happen. All right? So after we get through with this healthy consolidation and correction down to this firm base of market support, this is what is called a good structural support. Let me make a thick blue line. We're going to make this really nice. Okay. This is healthy structure. Okay. Because it's building on the rooftop of the action that happened in the past. All right. So we're going to build our house right here. Here's the roof. All right. And this provides our support to get us up to that next level. And then once we get to that next level, we're going to build a new house. We're going to have a correction, and it probably will come back, and 110 will be a base of support. So we'll rocket ship up somewhere here, and then we're going to have another box of action. And this is going to make firm market structure, healthy market structure that we can build from and then blast off to the bull market peak, which I think is going to be in the probably $250,000 to $300,000 range. I'm thinking 300,000 is probably going to be our market cycle peak, maybe even 350. Just my opinion, and I think that the market cycle peak is not going to happen until November of this year. That's my opinion. All right. If you listened all the way to the end, you are the real OG. Yay! Shout out to you for paying attention. I've got more stuff to come. I'm going to report more on Miro. I'm going to report more on the memes. Some people think that memes are going to go away. They're never going to go away. And I'm going to make money on them. And there is a coin that is kind of a hybrid. It's not just a meme. I did a video on it before. And I got a video coming your way tomorrow that is going to share some alpha from 9 months ago, which is going to let me know that my 50x call, oh boy, I'm more solid on it now. And after all of this stuff happens here, I'm going to be doing a lot of swing trading. And I don't share that information because that's private. But if you want to know everything that I do, if you want to know every swing trade, because I've decided to go ahead and pay for Coinbase Pro, where I'm going to be doing a lot of swing trading. The majority of the swing trading I do is using the TANGEM wallet on Base Chain and also Uniswap V3 on Base Chain and also Polygon Network and Solana. Okay. But if you want the play-by-play, if you want to know all of my positions, if you want to know the aggressive swing trading that I'm going to be doing after this market corrects, then you can join the private group for 50 USD. Or you can become a lifetime member like Burn Johnson, who just jumped on DGen after my previous video. And I've got some plans for what I'm going to do with DGen. It's going to be aggressive. Now, I sold 8 different projects on Coinbase a few days ago, and you don't know what those are unless you are in the private group. There's going to be a lot more of that coming up. And so people like Burn, they're in the know, and they're going to know what I'm going to do because I tell Burn everything. He's a lifetime member. Shout out to Burn. What's up, Burn? Yay! But anyway, my crypto pro nephew, Jeffrey, is the one who shared some alpha on the project that I'll be talking about swing trading. So look for that. And then we're going to get into AI agents. I'm doing a deep dive and there's a lot for me to learn. I'm not solid enough about it yet to share with you to say, hey, here's what you should look at or what you should do. But more info coming on that soon. And I'm still looking at the Soon token, which is the meme for Ton for the Telegram Ton coin. We'll be talking about that too. All right. That's all the information I got. You probably are going to want to tick the bell and like and subscribe because I will be doing a live stream this week. And I got plenty more action coming your way. So congratulations for the serious people that watched till the end. And if you did watch till the end, I want you to post in the comments section in all caps, IWUTE. All right? Put it on all caps. Post that in the comments right now, because then all of the other impatient little crybabies who say, hey, you said Bitcoin's going up and it went down, they won't know what you're talking about. So only the serious people will have posted what I just told you to post in the comments. That's all I got for now, guys. This is Carlton, and I am out.